Hi, how are you? Once again, my name is Terry, your boy Terry, and my username across the internet is surpassing Google. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing the question at hand. Looking for answers in a live stream. The video will be short overall and will contain eye openers for the most part. The question is a very tangible question, and it is: are there any venture capitalists or angel investors in the Philippines? Um, there definitely will be, but the thing is that these platforms may not be well established yet, or have the pedigree that renowned fundraising or crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter, Indeed, Indiegogo, GoFundMe, etc. have had. Anyway, we'll come back to that. If you're in the Philippines and you're an innovator or you have ideas, an inventor, it will interest you to find venture capitalists or angel investors to enable you raise seed funding to start up your project or continue the development of your project. This is quite hard if you're located in the Philippines, but not impossible. I'm an innovator. I have several startups, and I've gone through the path of seeking seed funding, but not by means of not using conventional methods because there is really no established platform in the Philippines that enables this. Perhaps there are events, when there are startups, or you can look on Facebook for various events to attend in person and then network, in person, basically. But online, you will end up having to turn to the popular platforms like Kickstarter. And these platforms in themselves are not enabled to cater to the Filipino audience or people located in Philippines. Because the internet, for the most part, many things, there are still barriers to entry. And one barrier to entry may be your IP address. Most opportunities available to maybe the West is not necessarily available to locations like the Philippines. For example, GoFundMe. It's possible to use your GoFundMe as a Kickstarter. It's very possible to use it as a means to raise seed funding to seek venture capitalists or angel investors, but it's not open to the Filipinos. When I tried mine, I tried it with fears, and even after I put up the crowdfunding proposal, I'm still in fears that there will be hassle. Basically, I had to look for a beneficiary abroad in USA and then trust the funds to that person and have the person send it to me. But the person is entertaining fears as well because besides being trustworthy, that's one barrier. You have to look for someone that's trustworthy. He's starting to encounter issues with his bank because his bank is looking for taxes on donations and I've had to discuss with him that it doesn't apply because he's just a beneficiary. More so, donators would have handled their taxes, and donation in general is not supposed to garner tax, except maybe very extremely large amounts or something like that. So he has had to go to his bank to have this settled. In most some internet issues, I encountered some internet issues. Yes, so one thing that could help is thing that triggered, questions from his bank is because he used his personal bank account, his work account for to accrue the funds. But um, yes, one thing that would have helped if he had opened a separate account. So it just looked like money was coming in into his work account. That's that's needed to be accountable for in terms of tax. Anyway, that aside, the struggle with GoFundMe, even after you've put up your crowdfunding proposal, is it's not posed for the Philippine IP address. Most times, platforms give relevance to the originating country or the host country when it comes to relevance of content or visibility of content. If you're using a Philippine-based platform, then there's a likelihood that your crowdfunding proposal emanating from the Philippines will appear in their search organic search suggestions, but it's just going to be difficult. On GoFundMe, you have to promote that by yourself. You still need to seek out angel investors on your own. You just have a platform that processes the payment and stuff like that. But now Kickstarter, Indiegogo, I'm not sure that they're open to the Philippines. I've tried them in the past. I don't know if Kickstarter has adjusted, but in the past it wasn't available to Philippines. You know, most times maybe because they have to deal with payment processing, and so they have a limitation to the countries that are eligible. Now, I've also tried some other ones. Everything, I'll put all the necessary links that will help you find answers underneath the comments. I've done some research. Now, there are some platforms that are Philippine based, but most of them are new and not established. And when you are trying to raise funds, you want it easy. You want to have a chance, where your fundraiser or crowdfunding proposal can rank on those platforms in terms of visibility. Else, you'll be doing too much work seeking out, the, seeking out the people that will support your project. So it's all the same. So the thing is, the platforms that are based in the Philippines, either the audience, is very small, or people don't trust it. You give someone your proposal and he's not familiar with it. They're more comfortable donating to a Kickstarter because that's an established platform, or a GoFundMe platform. Now, if you give them one, foreign looking platform that's new and doesn't have pedigree just yet, they'll have reservations about processing a donation or stuff like that, because reservations about losing their money and not supporting your fundraiser eventually. So those are the limitations. But I want to open your eyes to possibilities. It's possible to raise funds, but using unconventional methods. These days, there is blockchain technology, and blockchain, you know, most blockchains have, and the digital currency that follows them. That removes barriers to entry, making many things possible. So things that weren't possible before became possible. Even in my case, for me to build my platforms, I have three of them that are in alpha stage of development. Even though I've used some of my funds, I've also been able to raise money in the form of donations or stuff like that, because I'm affiliated with some blockchain platforms. Even my startups is built on a blockchain, and these blockchains have communities, and because of the incentive to want to see the success of their blockchain, there's a tendency that they'll support projects that has the potential of expanding awareness for the blockchain. So maybe it's high time you look in that direction. You can look at the Steam blockchain, steemit.com. Again, all the links will be underneath the video. Besides raising money from the proposal post itself, because the platform is built on getting rewarded for content, they have a proposal system that allows you to propose free of charge your project, and then they have a pool of rewards dedicated to proposals. Now, the way you get support for your project is if the community starts to vote on your proposal and it rises in the ranks. Now, is there a possibility that your proposal rises in the ranks even though you're a stranger? The answer is yes, because with blockchain, there is that incentive. This Steam blockchain is built around curators for the most part. People they have the inclination of seeking out value for their blockchain. The digital currency is called Steam. Backing the Steam blockchain is a digital currency. It needs to have value in terms of fiat money. Now, for it to have value, value needs to be created. So there is a chance that a random person wants, because of the desire to see the success of the Steam blockchain. Some of them have invested in the currency. They've accrued the currency or bought the currency, to sustain its value, to give it a rise in value. They have the incentive of making sure that projects that may have the potential of adding value to the Steam blockchain and to the Steam currency climb in the ranks and are brought to life. So this is an eye-opener. Besides Steam, there are other blockchains. So the next time you're researching for venture capitalists or angel investors in the Philippines, just add blockchain to your search query, or blockchain-based crowdfunding platform, or blockchain-based. Just play with that. Many answers are on the internet, but you just have to play with your search queries. So this is an eye-opener. I'll read something from Quora, but I'll also put the links to these answers so that you can gather a context and do your own research. I think that's where the answer lies, in doing your own research and experiment in trying out stuff. So just a moment. One thing you should establish overall is that it's possible, it exists. A good way to do this is to go back to the original ways prior to the internet. Look for events to join that is related to, startups and stuff like that. Then start networking physically. Create a connection, and you may start with a team. Even a team can become a small team of three. Can decide to become part of your project and part of the funding of your project. So these possibilities exist. Now, the second thing is you can also try the popular ways. I told you how to use GoFundMe, use it from abroad. Kickstarter, they don't allow the Philippines. You can apply the same method with GoFundMe. Look for a beneficiary to run the crowdfunding proposal on your behalf. Then on Quora, some people gave comments. There's not much research answering this question, but some people gave ideas. One of the comments says uh, there are few in the Philippines, and he mentioned Kickstarter as one. But this research is from 2013. And you see some of the Kickstarters, they don't last long, you know. So you may find a Kickstarter that existed in 2013 and you check it right now and it's no longer in existence. But Kickstarter has pedigree, has been in existence for a long time. Um, I'll put the links to the list of what's mentioned on Quora. So I saw one that says Startup Weekend Manila. So that's likely physical events. So you can use all this like Facebook, check events, Eventbrite, check events located in the Philippines, and start attending them and, network, create a connection. A good way to go about it is to seek a developer as a team member, a programmer. That will go a long way, even without funds. Where you have a programmer that is brotherly, ready to back your dream with his energy, and you as the director of the dream, that goes a long way, even without money. So another that was mentioned is Launch Garage Startup Accelerator Program Manila, and there's also Startup Labs. Now another person said that um, he mentioned Kickstart Venture. This is interesting. 2015 research. So he mentioned two venture capitalist platforms that are owned by Globe Telecoms and Smart Communication. That's interesting. That's something I need to research more on. So the first one is Kickstarter Ventures, owned by Globe Telecom, which provides funding and a 6 month incubator period to select startups. So overall, there's always a competition. You need to be solid about your dreams and back it up. You have to be the first backer of your dreams, and your backing has to be with full-blown conviction because there's always going to be competition. The other is Idea Space Foundation, owned by Smarts Communications. They get they can avail funding of for up to $12,000 for your project in return for 10% stake in your project, and only 10 finalists annually get funded. So those are ideas to give you insights. And then there's another research from 2017. I'll put the link to the it's a website that contains a list of startup of angel investors or platforms or venture capitalist platforms available in the Philippines. It's called Beam, BEAM. You just need to set region to the Philippines. Myself, I'm going to be researching this platform, but for me, I don't have so much drive in what's found on the internet for the most part. You know, um, I tried many of them. I've tried many of them, and so most of the resources on the internet are static. So you have to be experimental, innovative, and find out new, unconventional ways of doing stuff. And that's why I brought about blockchain, the blockchain option. Blockchain does remove barriers to entry. People can now donate more easily and more readily than is the case when they have to donate fiat. There are barriers to entry when it comes to donating fiat. You need to give out your personal information to merchants or payment processing, which is a barrier on its own. Some people like privacy. With the digital currency, it's possible to do it without revealing any of your information. And for the Steam blockchain, for example, you can transfer funds within 3 seconds, no delays, no having to go through the hassle of getting your card out and filling out information. Then it's a digital currency that you're donating. In some cases, you may have earned the digital currency organically without having invested in Steam. For example, I've earned Steam on my own without buying Steam. So these are some of the barriers removed when you try the blockchain and unconventional methods for fundraising, and these methods exist. Now, to conclude, I'll just leave my email underneath. If you find this video and you need help with when it comes to blockchain, especially, my email is underneath this video. I'll walk you through the process, help you. Again, all my startups are on the blockchain, the Steam blockchain. So I have knowledge about this particular blockchain, and I'll help you. My email is underneath this video. And yes, if you find value in this video, please subscribe and help me grow. Share with people that need it. And my username is Surpassing Google across the internet. I'm a legitimate illiterate. That's a school I created that reveals knowledge contained that is not contained in the books. Yes, so stay awesome, enjoy your day, and this is the end of this video. Check the description, you'll see other resources that you can read that will help. Stay awesome.